For those of you guys joining us live, we're here at the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club. This is Mike Devlin. I'll be joined by Curry Hitchborn momentarily. We're just finishing the end of the Premier Reserve match between Capilano and Burnaby Lake, sorting out some camera issues. But we should be back within the next 5 minutes or so, just kind of in injury time. Been a pretty good game so far between the Burnaby Lake and Capilano Premier Reserves. Burnaby Lake up just recently secured a bonus point with their fourth try and look to probably be closing this game out unless there is a miraculous comeback from Capilano in the last minute. So we'll be back once the Premier men take the field. Signing off for Few. Okay, we're coming back here. The Premier Reserve game has just ended. Burnaby Lake coming out on top. And as we prepare for the Burnaby Lake Premier Men's team versus Capilano, I want to talk about the Burnaby Lake roster. Front row, we have Luca Bradley, Evan Mackey, and Captain Bryce Warden, graduate of UBC Thunderbirds. 4 and 5, Cooper Johnston, and a new fellow to Burnaby Lake, Leo Chen, came out of the TWU program. So well done to Andy Evans, producing the guys coming out here playing some Premier Rugby. Jamie Kelly, Jack Bolton, and hometown favorite here, Siaki Vikalani, making his return to Burnaby Lake at number 8. Reed Watkins, 9. Ethan Turner, 10. Jack Brady and Stu Jameson on the wings. Kimi Vunasraga playing his first rugby of the season here at number 12. Hayden Mulgrew, new player from New Zealand, in at number 13. And Burnaby Lake legend, Tupper rugby graduate and all-time great Brian Murphy, sliding in at number 15. So lots of depth on the bench, a lot of size on the bench, with Chase McCrum, Lalit Bardwaj, Juan Videla, Lucas Albornoz, Tatuzi Vikalani, Jackie Gotti, all would be described as somewhere between big and gigantic. So number 22, Dan Josic, can average that out a little bit, as will Mohi Parado. We'll see coming in at scrum half or fly half late in the second half. So that's the Burnaby Lake roster. We'll see the Capilano roster, where we'll see James Ritzema, who I'm told is from Jamaica.
No, he's from Kamloops, but he's Jamaican.
From Kamloops, but he's Jamaican. Well, that incorrect fact is Jamaican me crazy. Number 2, Jason DeFritas. Number 3, Ed Wallen. Number 4, Nick Pierce. Number 5, Joe Britt. 6, Ollie Winspear. 7, Flynn Hayes. 8, Reed Brooks. Big shoes to fill there with usually Glenn McKinnon in that position for the last 30, 40 years or so. Number 9 is the veteran, Chris Robinson. Looking great, full head of dark hair. Wise out there. He should be running the show for Capilano. Number 10, Mike Maloney, real strong player, originally from Australia. Made a name for himself here the last few years in the Premier League. Their captain, Johnny Franklin, will be joining the centers with Milani Nane, newest big name coming here through BC. Should see him suit up with the Vancouver Highlanders in the summer. Wings are Cam Waddell and Chuck Huntingford, with George Wallen in at 15. So we are waiting Burnaby Lake Rugby Club's Premier Men, and then we'll see a start to the game. When Burnaby Lake's Premier Men do hit the field, there will be a moment of silence. Unfortunately, Burnaby Lake losing a longtime club member, Fuku Vikalani, who has 2 brothers playing today in this game. Fuku unfortunately passed away there just before Christmas. So there will be a moment of silence for him, and then we will see the kickoff. Okay, so we're back here getting set for kickoff. I'm joined by Curry Hitchborn, rugby legend, former UBC Thunderbirds coach, and all-time great, I would say, in terms of their coaching staff. They haven't had a whole lot of head coaches at UBC over the years. I think Spence was a coach for 40, 50 years, and then Ramsey's and yourself, and then you.
Yeah, Spence did a shift, and then Ramsey's came on, brought me in, and then Ramsey's moved on, and I was left there, and we are playing rugby right now.
UBC Thunderbirds currently coached by Didier Bance, who I think is going to do a great job.
Didier's the man.
Yeah, he's a great coach.
Great dude.
Great guy.
Great guy.
So off the opening kickoff, the ball found some turf before it went into touch, so we'll have a line out just inside the Burnaby Lake, well, close to the 22 meters. I guess in between the Burnaby Lake 10 meter and Burnaby Lake 22 meter line. We'll see Evan Mackey. He's got a few options out there with Cooper Johnston, and Leo Chen's got to be about 6'5", so first line out goes to Johnston. Burnaby Lake's going to try to set up the maul. Capilano usually known for their mauling, so Burnaby Lake has had a couple of dominant games in a row in tight, as they say, but Caps are an in-tight game, or have traditionally been an in-tight team. So there we see Capilano has stopped that maul. Pretty good defense. Looks like they've turned it over. Chris Robinson's going to get that ball out into Johnny Franklin's hands, into number 15, George Wallen, and now far out onto the wing to Cam Waddell.
Rockridge finest, Cam Waddell.
That is the Melanie Nana. Am I saying that right, by the way, Kurt?
Absolutely not, Mike. It's Melanie Nanai.
Halani?
Malani.
Nanai.
Yep, you got it.
Well, that is a fun name.
Yeah. You see, so coming off the side here, you got George Wallen with his hands out. George Wallen recently arrived to North Vancouver from the Gloucester area. His younger brother, George Wallen, is in at tight head prop.
Ed Wallen.
Ed Wallen, my bad. Anyway, Ed there's 18 years old playing tight head prop. He certainly does not look out of place. So I actually had last weekend I went down and watched Capilano play the UBC team, and this is a much different Capilano team all across the board in terms of ability, focus, and the rest of it coming to second half. You got to give Neil Courtney and his staff a lot of credit, as well as, Mike, you're a big club man, and club's really got behind the new focus here, and it's starting to pay off. Quite an exciting team. I
think so. Capilano always a club that does a lot for their community, and a club certainly worthy of a lot of respect, I guess. One of my favorite clubs, believe it or not. Burnaby Lake Capilano, traditional rivals, but I think over the last 10 years or so, at least at the executive level, probably our closest club. So same type of ideals. Strong local club with a few extras, as opposed to all extra. By extras, I mean out-of-towners with maybe a guy that played thirds a couple years ago.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but
smelling what I'm cooking?
I am. I'm reading your email here. I think what people really need to be focusing on the fact is that this Vancouver and BC in particular, with this club structure, used to be quite the destination to come and play. This is where you came to cut your teeth. There was in the not so distant past, this was the standard in North America. And I'm quite encouraged by a lot of the people that are putting their hands up, coming out of the woodwork, re-engage with their club, re-engage with their teammates, re-engage with their community, and really put their best foot forward out here. It's encouraging to see.
Yep, that it is. See, Burnaby Lake, we're awarded a scrum penalty there. I'm not mic'd into the referee's feed today, so I can't tell what it was for, but seemed to be right on the engage. So someone possibly not straight. Someone losing their feet.
Not straight. Name the last time you saw a not straight call in a scrum.
Probably the last time that. Actually, you know what? I have seen people be penalized for burrowing, it gets called. But
look at eyes on Leo Chen here. Oh, middle ball.
Stolen there.
Ed Wallen comes down with it.
Yeah, tipped by Joe Britt in the air. So hooker Evan Mackey's got to get the ball a little higher on the next line out. See Robinson send it out there to DeFreitas. DeFreitas is just a great premier player. Been around a long, long time now. Yes, has always been solid.
Yeah, Jason's he's a hard worker. He's a solid fella. He's got solid fundamentals as well, and plus he's just tougher than a boiled owl. I've seen that guy play through some pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah, tougher than a boiled owl.
Yep.
That's a penalty won by Kimi Vunicharaga.
Kimi is timeless. I mean, Kimi is a fella who, in the last X amount of years, has just been able to pick and choose when he's coming back and where he's coming back to. I would imagine his coaches absolutely love that.
Yeah, he's been. I know he's been around practice the last month or two, but keeps injuring himself playing rugby leagues. Involved with, I don't know the exact. Apologies for any rugby league fans out there.
It'd be the Wolverines there, Mike.
The Wolverines.
That's right.
They're doing something in Las Vegas.
Correct.
I don't know exactly what's going on.
Kimi's been named to the national team to play against the U.S. as a curtain raiser to the NRL 2-game series being played in Las Vegas at the I don't know. I don't even know where they play anymore. Is it the Sphere?
No, it's it must be the new football stadium that the Raiders play at.
Yeah,
so is it not?
I still call them the Oakland Raiders.
I call them the LA Raiders. I'm even more old school.
You got to look at Evan McKay's precision here on these lineouts. He has done an outstanding job so far of making sure that ball is where it needs to be at a equitable amount of time. You know, he's not messing about. Big aim, small miss, small guy there. He was somebody we had targeted for the Bears, but he just couldn't make it work, and I was sad to see him go.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Burnaby Lake strong on the maul. Head coach Francis Denny looked at the players and decided that we should be a mauling club this year, and it's worked out for all three teams. I think the Burnaby Lake forwards had 3 mauling tries last week versus West Shore. So there you see the ball to Kimi Vunataraga, who tackled by Nanai, a little high there. Referee Ben Lambert caught that. So Kimi, I played with Kimi. I was trying to remember what year he came to the club. He was 18 years old, I believe. He and his brother came to the club in 2000 and I want to say 9.
And sorry, that was before you guys were a mauling team?
That was before our mauling team. I think he was a flanker back then, actually. But he has a brother, Acela, who's here at the field today, big in the Fijian rugby community, who is an absolute tank of a man. And they're twins. And Kimi, though he would also be considered a tank of a man at about 6'4", 230, his older brother is much larger.
Yeah, Kimmy's a big dude, and you know, being big is handy, but when you're big and fast, something I never, ever was.
No.
I'm just, you got to envy it. Oh, that's
a bit of an overthrow there to Jack Bolton.
Good cross-cover tackle there by Flynn Hayes, cleaning up the garbage. He's a big brush and shovel man. Also a former UBC guy, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Went to Carson Graham. He's a outstanding high school wrestler, outstanding high school football player, and he settled on rugby.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice crash there from Bryce Warden, one of your former players at UBC and one of my countrymen from New Brunswick. I know Bryce's mother is watching here today. She watches every game, so hello.
Hello, Mrs. Warden.
Hello, Mrs. Warden. You know, they're from a town called Sussex, and the main attraction is a Dairy Queen. So it's halfway in between St. John, New Brunswick, and Moncton, New Brunswick, right on the highway.
About how much of this town is on a dirt road, Mike?
You know, there's one main road through the middle, and then after that, it gets pretty rural. It's the dairy capital of New Brunswick.
Good beef. God, that Reed Watkins, man, he'll make you miss.
Yeah, Reed Watkins is a beauty, and that is a try from Siaki Vikalani.
That was very good on Reed Watkins there to find the gap and then move that ball out into the corner to a waiting Vikalani. I remember one time, Mike, I had Siaki playing BCU 19 for me, and he'd been about 16 years old. And he'd asked me if he could take a conversion.
Okay.
He said, I said, yeah, man, I don't care. And didn't call for a tee, simply stood on the sideline, actually right there behind us.
Yeah.
And he slotted a drop goal from, well, the sideline. He's multi-talented.
The kid can kick. You know, there was a time where I thought he was playing, I believe, a year underage here. So he was, let's say, the U19 team, but he was in grade 10. Yeah. And he was playing fly half, and at one point he was going to be a fly half.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's either-handed as a spider. He loves to play a little bit of footy. He's a very creative player. You know, when you look at the way he plays versus you look at the way, say, his brother Tatusi plays, very, very complimentary, and not only their ability to, you know, support one another both on and off the field, but also their style of play works quite well.
Yep.
All right, Mikey. Well, we got Burnaby up 7 buzz here after a quick interchange of play. Capilano going to kick off. Hopefully they can keep it on the field this time.
Yes, there we go. So conversion was a little wide, 5-0 for Burnaby Lake.
No, that's on me, even though they've got it 7. That's a big, strong carry from the man, Luca Bradley there. Mike here tells me that he is Georgian and English.
Yes, he is, I believe. Mother Georgian, father a British fella.
Oh, yeah.
A graduate of the University of Leicester. Actually, 2 graduates of the University of Leicester playing out there. His friend and possible roommate back then, Jack Bolton, recently came over. He's here for a few years and is playing at number 7.
Right.
Solid guy.
Leicester's a beautiful, beautiful city. Just ask anyone from Leicester.
Ooh, knock on there from Ethan Turner.
Ethan Turner, he's originally out of Abbotsford, didn't he?
Originally Maple Ridge.
Ah, yes. So he's a
Originally
Bruin.
Maple Ridge. No, he's Burnaby Lake.
Oh.
He went. He played at Abbotsford a couple years where we did not have juniors for his age grade.
That's just a great tackle right there.
And
That's what that is.
Yeah, then came back here at 18. So he's.
That's just a delightful tackle.
Yeah, that was a good tackle.
All right, Milani with his hands on the ball here, having a sniff at Kimi Vunaturaga. Able to get that offload to Cam Waddell. Is Cam going to put it into the corner? No, he is not.
Brought down by Murphy and Turner. That was a nice little backdoor pass there from Nanai.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Murphy and Turner caused a turnover.
Brian Murphy's a stud, man. Always has been, always will be. I remember him
has.
coming through the age grade ranks. Every time he would touch the ball, it was like time would stand still. He's a sure thing on defense. He backs himself in all the right places. And I hear he's one hell of an electrician.
He is, yes. He's one of Mod Electric's finest. A yellow card.
Oh.
Yikes.
To who?
Early for a yellow. I'm going to say it's Nanai. He looks like the guy jogging off the field. And he has Super Rugby experience, is that right?
Got quite a bit of it.
Yeah?
He's played more Super Rugby games than you and I have had hot dinners, and we're big people.
I'm pretty hefty. I would put that to the test, but I bet he's experienced. Yeah, I had coffee with Aaron Tackle
nice.
about a month ago, and he was telling me about Melanie.
Nope.
Milani Nanai.
There you go. Yeah, you can get there.
Yeah.
I believe
close.
in you, Mike. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Probably wanted a little bit more juice out of that kick there.
Yeah, didn't probably not exactly where he wanted it, but
No. They got Big Joe Britt. Oh, Leo Chen in the air.
Leo Chen in the front. Pretty good bind there from Burnaby Lake. That's what they've really been working on is the bind. Had Regan O'Gorman in a few times at the start of the season to talk about binding to set up a maul to prevent being pulled down.
Yeah. Well, nothing worse than a preventable sack.
No, exactly.
Kimmy, right there, sends it on over to who was that there?
That is Hayden Mulgrew.
Oh, Hayden Mulgrew.
Hayden Mulgrew.
Classic Hayden.
Hayden. Usually a winger. Played wing last week, and unfortunately, a few injuries or unavailabilities drew him into the centers this week. So we'll see how he does.
You know what? He'll figure it out.
Yep. What team did Milani Nanai play for?
Milani Nanai's last Super Rugby experience would have been with the Auckland Blues, I believe. Before that, he was playing with the Canterbury Crusaders. He's got some brothers as well that play on the New Zealand Sevens. He's a lovely fella. His father-in-law used to coach the Capilano Rugby Club, Keith Reeves.
Okay.
And
that's right.
Yeah. And Keith's daughter Bridie and Milani been hitched for a bit now. They got a couple of kids, and
Wow.
they moved to West Vancouver.
Okay. So he's no spring chicken then, as they say.
Ew.
There's another scrum penalty. That's 2 straight scrums for Burnaby Lake. That
They're just moving forward there. That Capilano set piece is on ice skates there. There's no tension coming through, and you can just see it. That snap shove Burnaby's put together there, led by, the big man Luca, Bryce Warden, and Mackey.
Evan Mackey. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Mackey.
not a lot of better scrummagers in the league than Bryce Warden. He's a big guy, works on his fitness for a big guy, and takes it seriously. So Luca the same way. Luke's following his footsteps.
Oh, good.
Bryce got Luca down on Sunday mornings coaching minis with him, and
There you go. That's the kick you wanted.
yeah, that's a nice kick there from Ethan Turner.
Oh, and we are still playing rugby. Well thought out by Mr. Maloney there, who I believe had a brief stint with the Melbourne Rebels.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
There's the eternal man himself, Chris Robinson. I swear he is the Benjamin Button of the DC Premiership.
He's a great rugby player. Still is. Still keeping up with the guys.
One thing you got to say about Chris Robinson, it's always going to come through, is Chris has a brilliant rugby mind. He's just got a nose for it. He's got a nose for opportunity. His game management skills, his decision-making process, all across the board. Chris is he's always been a stalwart. Somebody you can hang your hat on.
Yep, 100%. One of my favorite players in this league, and probably has a few more years of Premier in him, and he's been playing as long as I remember.
Yeah.
So I think I moved out here in 2007 to play rugby, and I think he was probably 18 or 19, just involved in the Premier League.
That's a high tackle there. Got away with it.
Let's see if the ref calls that. And this is Jamie Kelly, the veteran.
Jamie Kelly.
Long try-in from Jamie Kelly.
So let me see if I got this right on Jamie Kelly. I may have got it mixed up with his twin brother. Jamie was Surrey, then he was Rowing Club, then he was Burnaby.
That is correct.
Right, so he's been a bit of a journeyman. He's been doing everyone's homework for him.
He's been around. You know what? He was with his home club Surrey, where he and his brother basically ran things for years, and then decided it was time to play Premier and went to the Rowing Club. As at the time, Burnaby Lake had, I think, Benoit Piffero, Misha Gravorshin, and Andrew Lackner, and figured that he'd probably be fourth string. So came to us once those guys retired, and then took a year or two off to play to be a firefighter. So he's a firefighter now in Vancouver firefighter,
and a back rower,
now. So. Ethan Turner here sets up for the kick. It's up, and it's through. So it'll be 12-0 for Burnaby Lake. As we get ready for the kickoff, we would like to thank our sponsor, Insure BC. Neil McLaughlin is the official insurance broker of the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club. Neil is a level 2 insurance broker servicing clients in British Columbia, Canada with their insurance needs in automobile, tenant, marine, commercial, and life insurance. If you find yourself needing quotes or any further information, give Neil a call at 604-518-6721 or follow the link on the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club website. So nice kickoff there, taken by Reed Watkins. Up to the big man, Siaki Vikalani. He's going to pop to Evan Mackey. Gets the ball to Leo Chen. And then off to Kimi Vunataraga, speaking of big men.
Oh,
Kimi still got it. I think he's going to be looking for Hayden Mulgrew there. We found him. Hayden's got some wheels. Ooh, pop to Jack Brady. Terry Fox secondary's finest.
Oh, right on. Right on. Hey, Capilano wants to get on that front foot here on the defense. You want to put that weight over that front toe. Come off that line.
Yep.
If you give the men in blue here room to run, they're going to run right at you.
Even at again an advanced age. Hurts me to say that for Kimmy because if he's an advanced age, what am I? But if you give him an inch, he's going to take it. He's going to slide through it. So,
Mike, I believe you and I are on this side of the white line for a reason. I was an athlete for about 8 months of my life.
I haven't played rugby since 2011. That was when I hung it up. So. It's been a while, and I think I made the right decision. I think it's been more valuable to everyone not playing rugby. So.
You're having a look at Bryce Warden here against young Ed Wallen. Ed, traditionally a loose head prop, so,
Oh, there we go. Capilano won the penalty, an early engage from Bradley and Warden. So we'll give a bent arm penalty. I assume Chris Robinson will be looking to take that. Will they find touch? Will they tap and go? What will they be looking for here?
Well, they're certainly talking about it.
See Maloney there, so he's either going to put it deep or find touch and give the lineup back to Burnaby. So turns out he's going to go deep. Found a little hole there. Stu Jameson and Brian Murphy. There we go, into Brian Murphy. He's got Siaki wide. Murphy's going to have a little show, though.
He's going to go back against the grain here. Look to feed on the outside.
There's Hayden Mulgrew. He's got a step back to Brian. Oh, no, he stepped out of bounds.
Ooh, sideline never misses a tackle.
It doesn't.
Man.
That was close.
Yeah.
So I think Joe Lee, Brian Murphy, his old rugby coach at Tupper Secondary, will be watching this game from home today. So taking a look at some of his players, see how they've turned out.
Guys like Joe Lee, you don't find that anymore. He's just an outstanding person, and the time he has spent building that rugby program and the amount of people that he has put through the ranks, I think there's numerous clubs, national teams, provincial teams in this province who have benefited from the hard work, Joe and his staff have done.
Oh, 100%. I think I was doing some math. I think there was 9 Tupper graduates that played today for Burnaby Lake.
Awesome.
So.
That's nine guys that got given the chance to play rugby at their high school, and they're still in
it. Exactly right. Oh, geez, did he knock that on, or was that a kick?
He didn't.
That's Jack Brady. No, we call it down. He did knock it on there. Looking to the touch judge for help, but touch judge said he knocked it on, I think.
Young Chuck Huntingford there, Charlie Huntingford, Carson Graham graduate, 18 years old as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some youngins.
Yeah.
You like to see that. Sometimes, I guess, as an 18-year-old, sometimes it hurts, but by the time they're 20, they're a seasoned veteran with lots of years left. So Lambert having to talk to Bryce Ward and Johnny Franklin, trying to sort out whatever's happened. I think it's going to be called a knock-on, because it sure looked to me like a knock-on.
Reed Watkins knows. He's set. He's ready.
Yep.
Look at him. He's like a hunting dog. Just wants to work.
A knock-on, though, but to Burnaby Lake. I don't know how that happens.
Well,
but I guess between the touchy, Nat Height, and referee Ben Lambert, they figured it out. The touch judge on the other side, whose name actually escapes me, but reffed the 3rd Division game, then reffed the Premier Reserve game.
A long day.
Yeah, and did a good job, actually. For those of you who don't know, I'm the coach of the Burnaby Lake 3rd Division, and had a good game today against the Scribes, which was won by the Burnaby Lake 3rds, but got to give a shout-out to the ref. Did a real great job.
That's a strong platform right there. There it is. Ooh, interesting call.
2 straight penalties for the Capilano scrum.
Yeah.
Evening things out. Well, Burnaby Lake front row doesn't think so, but they never do.
No. And quite frankly, if Mr. Lambert's intelligent here, he won't engage in conversation with Bryce, because Bryce will try and talk circles around him. I always empathize with front rowers. You know, when they're coming out of the back end of that, and you know, a referee calls what a referee sees. There's so much nuance in there. It's gonna drive you up the wall sometimes.
There is. As a front row, it is oftentimes difficult to take the ref seriously.
Take the ref seriously. That's outstanding.
Not around the park. I would always acquiesce to the ref around the park. He definitely had a better vantage point than I did, but some penalties in the scrum either way, I think.
Makes sense of the not so subtle vagaries of referee decisions.
Exactly.
Polite way to put that, but we're here now, Mike.
Yeah, 100%. So Nanai heads back onto the field.
It was a short 10. Good for him. Get a little bit of rest. Comes back out. Quite excited about the battle of Kimi Vunataraga and Melani Nanai.
Yes. Well, now are they lined up opposite each other? No, they're not. So it's Franklin versus Vunataraga and Nanai versus Hayden Mulgrew.
Yep.
Playing his first game at center. So we'll see how it goes. Nanai had an impact, obviously, so far. So has Vunataraga.
Yeah.
The big guys you got to look for.
Oh,
that Nanai there?
That's Melani Nanai through that press of bodies. Gets a couple extra 10, 15 meters. What did Capilano do with it? That's our man.
It's Pierce there, is it not?
Yeah,
Just took
Mr.
the ball in.
Pierce. Go Argyle. Good pipers.
Off to
Good
Maloney.
Argyle guy. Ed Wallen taking it in. Keep those legs going.
Is he the younger brother or the older
Correct.
brother?
George is 15.
Yeah.
George is the elder brother.
The inside ball. How many times have you seen
Johnny
Chris Robinson do that?
Oh, man. Chris does that in his sleep, man.
Yeah. Back in the inside ball.
Ooh, James Ritzman with the old show and go. Takes it in. Manages to get the ball back. Oh,
Capilano have numbers on that side. I think they should have kept moving the ball wide.
Yeah, well. Might be a bit of focus to getting the ball into that man's hands right there.
Nanai, eh?
In tight. That's a great shot from our man Siaki there.
Yeah, Vicalani put a shoulder in.
Yep, sure did. Capilano doing well. Controlling this. Make sure that ball comes out there as quick as possible if you can. Oh, they've got penalty advantage as well. Looks like maybe for not rolling away on the Burnaby side there. Ooh, out the back to nobody.
Out the back to nobody.
There it is. All right, Cam Waddell, here we go.
To Waddell, around Brady. Jack Bolton and Reed Watkins with a big tackle.
Yeah. Reed's like a steel trap, man.
Watkins is, national level wrestler and shows it all the time in contact. One of the hardest hitting scrum halves I've ever seen, if not the hardest hitting.
He's the only scrum half that I know that has cauliflower ear, effectively making him the 9th forward.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a two-time Canadian high school wrestling champ.
Yep, he is, and does wrestling up at SFU, which is when he first joined Burnaby Lake. We come down and play touch rugby at the start of practice.
He's from Okotoks, right?
Yeah, Okotoks, Alberta.
What would be the high school there then he would have played at? St.
Jeez, I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I do know this. It's in there somewhere. Move aside, long division.
That's a ball.
Ooh.
Try given.
Try given. Good work for old Chuck Huntingford there. Right place, right time. Hands were up. Can't see your hands. Can't see what you're doing. So
That's
good
right.
on him.
Capilano adds 5. That'd be a tough kick for Maloney, but if anybody in the Premier League is going to make that kick, it's going to be Maloney.
Speaking of kickers that could make kicks from absurd distances and bizarre angles, whatever happened to our man James Reekie?
James Reekie lives in Victoria. He is married. He moved to Ottawa with his wife Jen. Works for the federal government, I believe, and moved to Ottawa for a few years, and then they recently moved to Victoria. So I know he was at the game last weekend at West Shore. He's in the background of a lot of the game video.
Cool.
So he is out. He looks like he's about 62 years old, though I know he's only 33.
What is he? He's Scottish, isn't he?
He is English, actually.
Ah.
English, yes. Parents probably Scottish, but he's
Who knows? I
he's
don't.
English.
Old Flynn Hayes there holding his shoulder at half.
Uh-oh.
He's a man you want on the pitch.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 7?
Yep. He played a bit of 12 for us out at UBC. He's played BCU 19 for me. Yeah, I had him all through 8th grade at Capilano as well.
Oh, wow.
He's an outstanding community guy, too. A big club man.
Kick is up, and it's good from the sidelines. I'm just going to make it 12-7. As we wait for the restart here, we'd like to talk about Black & McDonald, who are a third-generation company founded in Toronto in 1921. Black & McDonald has over 5,000 employees operating over 30 offices in North America. They provide full-spectrum expertise in turnkey construction, engineering, procurement construction, design build, and public-private partnership projects. Thank you, Black & McDonald.
Mike, you should quit your day job. Take this up full time.
That's what I've been saying forever. Oh, sorry, take this up full time? That's not what I wanted to do.
Oh, right.
Quit my day job and sit at home.
Burnaby here is going to look to put a good chase on this ball. Hopes to get it back. Capilano on the front foot. Let's see what they do with this. That's George Wallen with the clean take. A little bit of fancy footwork. Takes her in. Solidly won by Capilano.
Another strong shoulder there by Vicolani.
Yeah, that's a bit of a physical mismatch there.
Yeah, that is that. Reed Brooks.
That's correct. Sutherland Sabres, Reed Brooks. Longtime Capilano age grade player. He's come through the provincial program as well.
Penalty given, then not back 10. So Capilano gets marched 20 yards down the field.
Those are free meters, Mike.
Ah, yes, you're
Just
right.
take them. You want to see Capilano get down there early, get set, and keep this momentum going. I wouldn't want to give anybody in a blue jersey, particularly walking to this line out, time to breathe.
Well, see how De Freitas has.
Ooh,
Ball taken by Nick Pierce.
good take, Nicky.
All out the back. There's your guy, Flynn Hayes.
I don't know why he slowed down in contact there. A little bit of early footwork would have seen him maybe getting a bit more space. Give his man Chris Robinson a cleaner ball, but they seem to be on the front foot here regardless. Unfortunate pass there, not to hand. Don't just stare at it, Cam. You got to eat that thing.
Waddell makes past Kelly into Vunataraga. There we go. Looking back into the big guy there, Ollie Winspear.
Out of Loughborough.
Loughborough.
That's right.
Where's Loughborough?
Oh, Loughborough is in England, man. Loughborough Lightning. They're considered one of the premier sporting universities.
Really?
Yeah, they compete in the Bucks Championship as well. They're
Oh.
very solid. Incredibly skilled to play at a top level for a university in that Bucks competition. You've got to be a very decent player.
Okay.
Competing
There
against
you
the
go.
likes of Hartpury.
Turnover there after a nice run by Nanai.
Hey, you're doing it.
What's that?
I said, hey, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, turned it right back over.
Turned it right back over.
Yeah, horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's it. So this could give Maloney a chance to add 3 here. Bring it back and make it a 2-point game, which I think is what they're going to do.
Was that T on the field, or are they going for corner? Looks like Johnny Franklin signaling corner.
Corner, okay.
I take that easy 3. That's me.
I would as well.
Well,
If they give you 3 points, take it. That's
take
what I
it.
would said.
Points mean prizes. Get that scoreboard ticking over. But you know what? They back themselves, and that's important. Coming away, they've just scored in the last couple of minutes. Want to keep that foot on the throat, so let's see what they can do with it.
Yep. See how the Burnaby Lake lineout defense is.
Keep it simple.
From the middle. Cleanly taken by Joe Britt.
Big Joe Britt, another Argyle Piper, actually.
Oh, really?
Here's a fun fact about Joe Britt. He's incredibly fast.
That is fun.
Yeah. He's a big man, too.
He is really tall.
Yep. Yeah, that Siaki out there is just...
He is a missile.
Oh, man. Getting hit by that guy would suck.
He is a giant dude. Like, he is so big.
You know, like looking at the roster here, I see that the ghost of Lucas Albernaz has come back.
Lucas Albernaz has joined the club again. He played in the first half last season and the second half this season. So, he's still got it, but not for a whole season, not for 80 minutes.
He is enormous.
He is also a big guy. There is no shortage of size in the Burnaby Lake forwards this year through any of the teams, but especially the Premier teams are scary big.
Mm-hmm. That's a large group.
Yeah. So it's also without James Catterson and Ish Malima, are both guys that are away this weekend, but are both 6'4", 6'5" units. So
In heels.
yeah. We go to the front to Leo Chen. Brought it down.
Clean take by Leo. When we had Leo at the Canada Under 20 camp, one thing that impressed coaches there was his aerial ability.
Yeah.
He's very athletic.
He's built for jumping and he's pretty fast.
He is. He's deceptively quick. I'd like to see him engage a little bit better in the contact aspect. You know, if you're going to wear a 4 or 5, there's a expectation out there that you're going to impose yourself physically,
Yes.
and I think he's learning how to do that, which is quite frankly what this is here to do. You know, he's in a roster playing with older, more seasoned fellas, and he's going to learn.
Yeah, I think so. He recently joined the club just after the first practice of the spring here. I think he must have played at TWU in the fall, and the growing program that Andy Evans has out here. And yeah, Francis Denny gave him a shot here today at Premier to sign. I mean, he has the height for it,
Absolutely.
and he's got the athletic ability for it. So it's just a matter if he can hold up with the different physicality that comes from this league. So it's a bit of another high shot there from Nanai. So he's got to keep that tackle down.
I think what he's looking to do actually is he's looking to go after that ball instead of just put the body down. You know,
I agree.
and when you get someone getting a shoulder on a ball like that, the expectation is the other fella joins in. You get those getaway sticks moving. You turn that attacking group backwards, force them to a pick and go situation, make them play a bit more rugby than they want to. Hopefully they can. Hopefully everyone else can get back on it. Chris was there, had a sniff. Good for you, Reed. Nice ball, right where it needs to be.
Tackle there for Cooper Johnston, or on Cooper Johnston. Not a great pass.
Well, wanted that one to go to hand.
Yeah, there's Mulgrew's proven to be a danger man out there.
Absolutely. He gets those getaway sticks moving, particularly in tight space. He's hard to bring down. Quite impressive. Yeah. Big Bryce Warden gets that offload going.
Yeah. Crashed into Cooper Johnston. Oh, couldn't hold on to the ball in contact. Burnaby Lake has to adjust quickly here to defense. They still look like they're in attack mode. So, long one. Stu Jameson's going to turn on that.
Unfortunate that didn't go out. That would have been a 50-22.
Yeah, it would have. Now Brian Murphy's got some space.
He's
got Jack Brady wide and Jack Bolton close.
Cam Waddell had to make a decision there, able to turn his hips.
Into Jack Bolton. He'll be looking for Jack Brady.
Ooh, that's twice now.
Jack Bolton with a heck of a run, against James Bay here. I think the last game of the fall, or second last game of the fall, he had a breakaway try for about 80 meters. So he must have had that in his eyes. So
that's good work by your man Jameson to clean up that loose ball there. Came out the back end.
Yep. There we go, Jamie Kelly.
Ooh.
Maloney almost had that one. I see Mulgrew. There we go. There's Mulgrew. Somehow kept it and made it through. So Hayden Mulgrew is going to make it 17-7.
That's 3 defenders beat down that side.
The kid's got some moves.
Oh, yeah.
Kid's got some moves. Originally from New Zealand, came over here and did not come as a highly touted prospect, just a guy that played a bit of rugby and actually played third division for me when he first came. Moved up quickly, by the way. But, yeah.
Kind of hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Kid's a beauty.
How old is he?
19, 20-ish? Let's say 20. Let's say 20 just for, maybe 21, maybe 19. He's not very old. So, a farmer from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
So, been a good addition and a great club guy, very popular amongst all the guys. So.
Yeah, right on.
So, see Ethan Turner line up here. Try to make it 19. Ethan Turner ready to kick. Kicks up, and it's through. So as we get ready for the restart, we'd like to thank DMS Mechanical. DMS takes a forward-looking mindset to mechanical construction and service. They are your trusted source for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. So give them a call today at 604-291-8919 or visit their website, dmsmechanical.com today. All right, we look forward to the restart. It's been a pretty good game. It's 19-7, but, it was just a one-score game a moment ago. So Capilano fronting up big here. Scrum penalty's been even, surprisingly enough.
Yep.
But been exciting every time Vunataraga or Nanai, or Mulgrew for that matter, actually gets the ball. I suppose we're talking about Nanai and Vunataraga. I would say that Mulgrew has been the better center of the three of them thus far.
I would concur with you.
Yeah. So that was a long kick. Directly in, was there a penalty after the try?
Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
For what? I didn't see that.
Ask your man Lambrick.
I would, but I don't have a microphone.
Right, of course.
Though I was promised one.
Oh, there's Flynn Hayes keeping those legs going. That ball is away, right where it needs to be. Maloney out the back. Ooh. Off of George Warland's hands, feet.
That is not the guy Capilano wants with the ball, so.
Oh, but that's a great cross-cover tackle there from our man Malani Nanai, and Cam Waddell looking to hold that ball up as well.
Yeah, Jamie Kelly. Mike Maloney looks like he got a little head-on-head with James Kelly, and not a lot of people are going to win a head-on-head collision with James Kelly because his head's about the same size as a car battery.
That was Mike Maloney.
Yes, that's what I mean. Mike Maloney and Jamie Kelly.
Malani Nanai, Mike Maloney, I get it. Apples, oranges, tomato.
Sorry, did I say Malani Nanai?
You did. Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Got that on my mind right now.
Yep.
So while we wait for Maloney to have a look taken at him, we'd like to thank Marcon Homes. For more than 30 years, Marcon has been a trusted name in the Vancouver construction community. Whether you're looking for a low-rise, high-rise, a townhome, retail center, or industrial park, Marcon has built them all with quality. Current projects underway include Tri-City Central, a transit-oriented mixed-use development in Coquitlam City Centre, the Taylor and the Brentwood neighbourhood right here in Burnaby, and the Lumberman's building in downtown Vancouver, with numerous other projects in the development phase all over the Lower Mainland. So many of them carry landmark buildings that stand out and transform the community. Marcon has been a longtime supporter of grassroots rugby here in the city and is synonymous with rugby here at Burnaby Lake. So thank you once again, Marcon Homes. I believe Marco Palella, the great Marco Palella, the founder and owner of Marcon, is here at the game today. So
Father of Gino.
Father of Gino and Adam, a third division great here at Burnaby Lake. Adam Palella.
So with Maloney going off there, you got to wonder where they're going to go to 10. Now they've got George Wallen back here at fullback, who actually plays 10.
Okay.
But they moved Cam Waddell in off the wing to cover that slot right now.
They've looks like they brought on Sam Franklin as well, who's also certainly played some 10. He's got a great boot on him. They moved him into the wing position, I think.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to see old Sam Franklin go to fullback and Mr. Wallen here moving to 10.
Okay, that's fair.
Look at that, another
bent arm penalty. That must be driving Warden and Bradley insane.
That is definitely driving Warden insane. And it's, you know, it's fun watching Bryce talk to the referee here. He's at various stages of denial right now. Cordiality being one of them. He's been quite polite about the entire affair. And there is that ball off their brand new 10 George Wallen out to our man Johnny Franklin.
Yeah.
Off of Sam Franklin's
Franklin
chest, I
that
believe.
one,
Franklin to Franklin, not the connection we're looking for right there.
Yeah.
They'll get it. Oh, Kimmy right through the middle.
That's right. Go pick and go. If you give him the opportunity, he'll take it.
Oh, big
Bryce Warden. Nice tackle there from DeFritas, and was that the number 6? Was that Winspear?
It was Ollie Winspear, but you know you got to put two guys on Bryce.
He takes a lot to bring down. So there's Jack Brady, who's got some speed, though not some height.
Ken Waddell's got to get his head on the right side of that tackle. That's the second time now he's crossed himself, and he's, you know, looking at the dirt. Hard to see where you're hitting. It's another doubles tackle on Leo Chen, looking to strip that ball.
Yeah, Capilano doing a good job bringing some of the big Burnaby Lake tacklers down. So Chen's feet are on the ground. Someone just got tackled there by Watkins off the play.
That was Reed Watkins absolutely having his way with Reed Burks.
Yes.
A little bit of Reed on Reed.
Reed on Reed violence.
All right, Burnaby, now if there was ever a time to figure out what's going on in that front row, now is the time.
That is the time to do it.
Capilano comes with a score there to get the tails up. Could be problematic.
Yeah, Capilano's had a lot of the ball here lately, a lot of possession. So
it's those little things. It's those missed passes. It's that poor work at the breakdown. You got to button those things up. Maybe look to maintain possession a little bit better from the Burnaby side and take control. But you got to give credit to Capilano here. They've got their noses bloody and they're very much in it.
Yeah. So let's see the scrum here. Got a pretty good angle of Ed Wallen versus Luca Bradley. That is Ed Wallen there with
his shoulder completely hidden behind his hooker. Good for him.
Oh, sorry, no, I was thinking number 3 is listed as Ed Wallen.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at your man Luca Bradley.
Big push from Burnaby Lake.
Yep, got that one off. That's a nice ball right where it needs to be.
Oh, they've got space out wide. That's Sam Franklin.
And that's Charlie Huntingford in for his second of the day. Good work, Chuck.
I think that's going to be called a try. Yeah, Lambert has called it.
Yep.
So that'll make score 19-12.
Young Chuck Huntingford putting the finishing touches on a nice little bit of phase play there. That was good, smooth ball. Ball was where it needed to be. Nothing too high, right in front.
Yep.
Simple, simple, simple.
Yeah, Capilano certainly has the tail up now. They've got all the momentum.
Yep. You love to see it. You just want a competitive game, right?
Yeah, that starts from, again, I don't know what the penalty was for after the try, but that's what that was for. I mean, that's where it all started, was from that, so. Did you actually see what the penalty was for?
No, absolutely not. I'm so recently out of coaching. Years and years and years of having to coach. Not having to coach, but years and years and years of coaching, and then the different styles and the different decisions referees make. I'd learned to just distance myself from the pain. Wash, move on, wash, move on, wash, move on. You know, for me, I pull my hair out, and you know what? I'm not in the middle. I'm not the one making the decision. So for me, it's just easy for me to just shut up and move on.
Well, there we go. So it's 19-12. It's one-score game here. Burnaby Lake coming out for the restart.
Captain Bryce there probably had a few words with the fellas.
I'd like to think so. I believe both Francis Denny and Billy Noonan, the coaches, were down in the back with them. So I'm sure Francis had a few words. Pretty calming individual. Actually been a pretty good addition to Burnaby Lake. Originally came over as a coach for the English police rugby team that toured here a few years ago and met a girl in the clubhouse. And all of a sudden he's back and he's our head coach. So really nice guy.
No better singles club than a rugby club.
Exactly right.
That is it.
Yeah.
Jamie Kelly is quite svelte these days.
Yeah, he's leaned out a little bit. He's a firefighter, right? You got to pass some fitness tests.
Certainly something. He's looking great. Joe Britt with the clean take there, able to keep his feet.
Yeah, eventually put down there by Bolton. Capilano got a big pod running in here.
Good.
It's Reed Hayes, is it? Flynn Hayes, sorry.
Flynn Hayes.
Apologies. Do any of the Hayeses watching from home?
No, Tracy's here.
Sam Franklin, a nice high kick.
Who's there? Younger brother Johnny up underneath it.
Brian Murphy.
He got his hands on Brian. Brian able to get that ball away to a waiting Kimi Vuntaraga with support.
Jack Brady, he's got Brian Murphy with him. Going to be corralled in by Nanai. There we go, Sam Franklin over the ball, but...
Hands on, hands on, hands on. What are you going to do, Ben Lambrook? Oof.
All the penalties going Capilano's way. Burnaby Lake got to get there a little faster.
A little bit of clear and obvious. I mean, that's an easy one to give.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Burnaby Lake ran out of support.
Siaki urging his teammates to think, calm down, and focus at the task at hand.
Yeah, well, that's the risk you run. You're at home, hometown crowd, everybody's screaming a little bit. Lose your head a little bit.
This is actually one of the calmer Burnaby Lake crowds I've seen in a long time.
Yes, I would also say it's very well behaved. I will say that President Simon Smolden has been trying the last few years to keep the sideline polite and respectable, which he does best by staying off the sideline. So another throw in here from DeFreitas. Be looking for the big guy there, Ollie Winspear.
Looking to go for the back. Hopefully they'll maul off that. They're going to play directly off the top, and Chris Robinson keeks it. Ooh, tricky.
High ball up into the hands of Stu Jameson.
You got to question that one there.
Yeah. Jameson brought down. Vicolani over the ball. Vuntaraga is going to pick and go.
Second
Pop it
pick
to
and go of the day.
Mulgrew.
Good news, he's never played in the forward pack.
Brian Murphy's got some space out wide, but Burnaby Lake doesn't have a ton of support out there. Vicolani's on his own. It's going to take 2 or 3 guys to take him down, so that ties up some defenders. Ooh, low pass to Kelly, knocked on.
Got to move on to that ball. Looking at my man Gio Lamb here. Speaking of Burnaby Lake legends.
Burnaby Lake legends, Gio
Burnaby
Lamb.
Lake legends. Our man Gio with the simple head shake.
Yeah. And the fist bump.
Oh, he's one of the best dudes of all time.
He's up there.
Absolutely.
Top 9 for sure. Big scrum.
Got another scrum here, and quite frankly, I might be overthinking this one a little bit at this stage. If you get another penalty out of here, there's going to be a chat amongst Mr. Lambrick and his staff, I think, at the halftime. That's a great shove by Burnaby. Get where it needs to be. That's exactly right.
Penalty for Burnaby Lake this time. Bryce Warden gets the jump on Ritzema on the other side, on the far side.
You ever play in the front row, Mike?
I played exclusively in the front row, Curry.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you played fullback in football, which obviously would have led me to believe you were some kind of well-talented back.
You know what? I had hands.
All right. Well,
I had hands. I was a pretty good scrummager. I was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm densely packed.
Right.
Big boned, as they say.
Oh, yeah. Is that what they say?
That is what I say.
That's what I say.
When people say fat, I say big bone.
Hey, man, you said it, not me, brother. I've been in enough scrums to know that when one of your guys is picking himself up off of the ground after the feed, things generally speaking didn't go your way.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go, Evan Mackey. Important line out here for Burnaby Lake. Into Cooper Johnson. Capilano engaged a little early there, but
you got to appreciate the actual speed with which he got that ball in there. There wasn't a lot of messing around. There wasn't a lot of preamble. Again, Evan Mackey's precision paying off there.
He's a grit hooker, real good hooker.
Yeah.
From Ontario.
Yes. He not a Queens guy. He was
nope.
God, I know this. I used to know this.
He's from, he's not from Oshawa. He's from, geez, you know what?
Is
Peterborough,
he a
maybe?
GG?
Is it Peterborough? No. I don't actually know. He went to university over in England.
Oh.
He played rugby down in the south of England in university.
Oh, great.
Southport or something. Went to law school. He's going to be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yeah, he's not a dumb guy. Smart guy.
That's a great thing to have at a rugby club.
Yeah, definitely. So, real sharp guy, real sharp player, and takes his rugby seriously. So, we got Cooper Johnston down right now. While he's taking a look at there, I'd like to talk to you about Mike James, Burnaby Lake's official mortgage broker, the handsome Mike James. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced buyer with excellent credit, Mike James at Dominion Lending Centers has access to the very best products and rates available across Canada. Go to mjmortgages.com today to get the best rate from Mike James and move into your new home. So with interest rates being as they are now, Curry, using a mortgage broker as opposed to just heading to your bank and getting whatever they offer you, not a bad idea.
I think you just give Mike your business based on the caliber of the person.
That's what I do. Plus,
Yeah.
he'll usually take you out for lunch or something too every time you
Sure, he's a lovely man.
He's a great guy.
Recently moved out to Ladner.
He did, yes. I went down there not that long ago and had lunch with him. We went to Steveston.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, great guy. I mean, great conversationalist. Great dude.
Great dude.
Huge dude.
Just an enormous,
so big.
just an enormous person.
So big.
So impossibly big.
Yeah.
And that's coming from two relatively large people.
Yes, my last year of playing, it was my second last year of playing. I had the fortune. Burnaby over the line. That's it. That's a try from Luca Bradley, the aforementioned Luca Bradley.
That maul was like a corn through goose, Mike. You just see him moving. They got that ball down. Feet were moving in unison. There they went.
Yep.
Looks like Siaki's advice of keeping your heads has finally paid off.
Not a bad idea. Siaki Vicolandi, the voice of reason out there. I was saying, one of my last years, I had the fortune playing in the front row with Mike James and Nate Mantle as my second rows.
Great.
Which, as big as Mike is, I think Nate was even bigger.
Nate is a big man.
It was like a piston throwing me to a wall.
Feet in the air.
Yeah.
You know what interesting part about Nate Mantle, he's played a lot of rugby. I know he was at the Pacific Pride, played a lot of rugby over here, and a very talented individual.
Yep.
He's very talented.
Fast feet for a big man.
Yeah, absolutely. But have you seen the size of Nate's son?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes, I recently sold him a large hoodie, which fit him snugly. And I'm pretty sure he's only in grade 9 or something.
He's in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
He's got a head on him like a car battery.
Oh my gosh, he's big. Yeah,
big elbows, big wrists, big knees, big ankles. You can just see he's going to pack that meat on. He's going to be a big man like his father.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was actually supposed to go duck hunting with Nate Mantle this year out in Ladner.
Oh really?
Yeah, never could string it together though.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I was away on a moose hunt.
Yeah, fair. So the kick is up. It's got the distance, and it's through. There we go, 26-12. So that conversion was brought to you by Ritchie Brothers Financial Service. Ritchie Brothers is a dynamic, fast-paced, and passionate equipment financing business based out of Burnaby, BC. They offer the most flexible financing programs in North America. So whether you're looking to preserve cash and pick up new equipment, consolidate existing loans, or refinance and leverage equity, there is a program for you. For a free quote on your financing pre-approval, go to rbcauction.com and apply. So that looks like it's halftime. So Burnaby Lake leads 26-12. Curry, we're going to sign off here for a few minutes. You'll get to see the advertisement with some of our sponsors, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Mike.
3 times better than standard HEPA filtration, down to 99.99%. The FDA recognizes it as a Class 2 medical device. We will deliver one to you today. Call now and ask us about our no-interest, easy monthly budget plans. We are a local company in British Columbia. Get the viruses out. Call us today and protect your family and staff. Purchase direct online at filterqueencanada.com. Today only, use promo code VIRUSOUT for 10% off and free shipping to anywhere in Canada.
So the second half is brought to you by the Rugby Shop. So the Rugby Shop is Canada's one-stop shop for all things rugby. They're an exclusive distributor of Canterbury rugby gear, and the rugbyshop.com is where you go to find all your Burnaby Lake Rugby Club, as well as Capilano supporters wear. From hoodies to rain jackets for cold days or bucket hats and tank tops for the summer months, the rugbyshop.com is the official supplier of Burnaby Lake gear and your go-to spot for everything blue and white. So as we get ready for the second half here, Curry, anybody want to say hi to you?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people from all over the country, and I've just recently found out all over the world. I'd like to give a big shout out to my sister, Laurel Hitchborn, living in Missoula, Montana. Laurel came to rugby late, is what's known as a freak athlete. She handled both my older brother and I quite ably up until we got a little bit big, and then she just got tired of fighting. She's a big fan of the sport, and you know, having her out there listening and watching, I think it just shows the reach that you guys have out here. So, Mike, you guys are very complimentary to the rugby fabric in this country, and you guys are just an outstanding club, and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Curry. Thank you very much, and yeah, we do what we can.
That's a vibrant place. You got people all over. It's everyone's having fun, and nobody more than our man 13 there.
Hayden Mulgrew.
Oof.
Oh, nobody having less fun than Stu Jameson that just knocked that ball in.
You know what? That's a Stu Jameson problem.
Exactly.
Mulgrew's not going to let that get in the way of his overall progress.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we started doing this a couple of years ago. Actually, we had it in place prior to the Coastal Cup. The idea that we might live stream some games and some graphics, and we're fortunate to have Underdog Productions here that do a lot of video of MMA, one of the MMA leagues around here, and some lacrosse and some minor league hockey. And so George has been with us since I was a player videoing our games. So I think we're the first people to start putting games on YouTube in 2011.
Nice.
So got a pretty active YouTube channel. So see another scrum. The last scrum that was a Capilano put in. Burnaby Lake ended up winning a penalty on after a big shove from Luca Bradley and Bryce Warden. It looks like Lalit Bardawaj is on the sideline there at Burnaby Lake without a jacket on, so we should see him soon.
Oh, Lalit. He went and actually played for us for the BC Bears, and he came on out, put the best shift in he possibly could. Absolute credit to our man Lalit, though. He's actually managed to put quite a bit of body and quite a bit of work into that rig of his, and he's looking mean, lean. He's a fighting machine, and also an accomplished wrestler.
Yeah, he is actually. You're right. He is a wrestler.
Ooh, lucky to get that one off.
Stays in bounds. No pressure, though. Kick's only as good as its chase. A little bit of pressure from Sam Franklin. Tries to crown to the sideline. Turner's going to go for a little run. Need a couple of forward crashes, so Vicalani's calling for that.
Oh, that's good contact right there. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
That ball away. That ball needs to be away. Ooh.
Did not get it away.
Did not get it away.
Falls in the hands of Nick Pierce.
James Ritzma looks for the right-hand pass there. It ain't happening. Mr. Huntingford coming off the outside line there. Get your hands up, young man. There we go. Johnny Franklin takes it in.
Such a good rugby player, Johnny Franklin. Always has been.
Johnny Franklin's the man. He's an absolute nail. Calm, cool. A fun story. I coached Johnny Franklin in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah. Johnny's a multi-sport athlete, so he's quite an effective baseball player. That's Cam Waddell off the front foot there. Moving into space.
Gets the pass off to Nanai.
Ooh. Mike, I'm so proud of you that it only took you a couple of tries and now you are there.
It took me a couple. It was the name I was worried about looking at the roster since yesterday is how I pronounce that.
Ben Lambert calling that back for a knock.
I thought it might have been a forward pass, actually. It seemed like it might have been forward by a foot or two, but I didn't. You don't want to be that guy that's calling it back. You don't want to put the negative vibes there. To be clear, I am hoping Capilano loses, but it was a nice play. I also am a fan of nice plays.
As you would. Well, you love competition, Mike.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed pretty obviously forward.
Yeah, obviously forward.
Yeah.
I want everyone to understand that Mike and I are on the other side of the field, so he's clearly got a patent on vision.
Well, I got the monitor here, so we had the high view on it. So
right. Makes you wonder. Burnaby's looking for the exit here. Look, a big crash up with Kinney should they win this. Hopefully they get out of here with no penalties.
I think they'll be looking to get the ball to Ethan Turner and get him out, although Kimmy is lined up for a crash. So if he's going to crash, they better have someone with him.
That's a relative. Yeah, looks like they're geared up for that chase. Siaki Vicalani, a rare gift. That's a number 8 that picked with the wheel.
Yeah. Capilano may have turned this ball over. Yes, they did. That was a not great decision to pick and go. But it was a pretty sloppy scrum, so.
Ooh, back again. Looks like there might be a little bit of extras there post-call.
Good scrum from the Capilano side.
Yeah.
So Capilano now 5 meters out. They're going to go quick. They got nice and low.
I keep waiting for the day the set-piece penalty play is going to come back up and we're going to get open field mauling again, Mike.
Yes. Oh.
The good old days of just having a front rower take a ball into a 12, keep his feet, bring his pals in, everybody gets a sniff.
I worked on it this year, actually, but
And?
it was Jason DeFreitas, by the way, with the try while we were talking. Not necessarily with just the penalty, but open field mauling. Just because you've kind of run into someone doesn't mean you need to go down inside a ruck. It's okay to rip and move the ball back. So
It's okay to keep your feet in contact, you mean?
yeah,
Weird.
exactly.
Okay.
Looks like there's some spares coming in. We see Tatuzzi Vicolani coming in, Chase McCrum coming in, and Leet Bardawash. That is give or take 750 pounds of spares coming into the Burnaby Lake forward. So
That's a lot of beef.
be bringing 750 pounds out, I guess. But
Well, you bring 750 pounds out, I guess you got to hope it moves well.
exactly. So Chase McCrum should be coming in for Evan Mackey, Lalit Bardawash for Luca Bradley, and Tatuzzi Vicolani most likely for brother Siaki, but we'll see.
Now you got to keep Siaki on the field. That's a bit of a miss kick from our man George Wallen there.
Yeah, let it keep it 26-17, so Burnaby Lake's still going to lead by 9.
Better luck next time.
So Jamie Kelly looks like he's coming off, actually. So it'll be
There you go.
Vicolani on for Jamie Kelly, Bardawash on for Luca Bradley, and Chase McCrum on for Evan Mackey.
Now here's the question: Do you keep Siaki at 8, or do you move Taitusi back there?
Oof, question for Francis. I would probably put Tatuzzi there, personally. But I've watched Tatuzzi play more 8 over the years than I have Siaki, so that's the only reason why.
So to be clear, you would move Vicolani to 8.
I would move Vicolani at 8 for sure. The answer would be Vicolani at 8 and Vicolani at 6.
Okay.
So a lot of beef out there. Oh, and Albernauz also on, sorry.
Oof.
I missed that. Albernauz on for Leo Chen? Yes.
Having the ability to close out a game with a man like Lucas Albernauz coming off your bench is a gift.
Yeah.
That is a rare gift.
That is, what did South Africa call the Spurs? The bomb squad?
The bomb squad.
That'd be a bomb squad right there. So brought down by Vicolani. Siaki Vicolani, that is. Ball moved wide. There's Nanai.
There's that space again.
He's made the break. Popped inside to Chris Robinson.
Chris Robinson moves it back into, it looked like,
I didn't see that.
fell in a yellow jersey who went to deck.
Johnny Franklin, maybe?
Reed Brooks keeping that feet going. Look at those getaway sticks move. He's got a good spin. Gets held up in contact, gets that ball away. Cam Waddell taking it in. Oh,
Vunataraga's over the ball. He's hard to move.
Kimmy's ball.
That is.
Ball belongs to Kimmy Vunataraga now.
Yeah, so turnover there from Burnaby Lake. You're looking for Albernauz to crash it up. Good leg drive from the big man.
I think big is an understatement.
He's a solid sized guy.
Big is an understatement.
Yeah.
His
Now into
elbows
Wardley.
are the size of most people's knees.
He's a big guy.
Good footwork from Bryce. One thing always impressed me about our man Bryce Warden was how quick those feet move.
Yes, he has quick feet.
Yeah. That's a great shot right there out of the
Great
line
shot
from our
in.
man Flynn Hayes. Needed to finish that tackle, get his feet early.
There
That's
we go.
ample counter ruck opportunity there.
Yeah, we'll see a couple forward crashes again. Albernauz to big Chase McCrum.
Great hands from Albernauz there to shift that point of contact away. Lalit, good head up on him there to be there early for support.
Yeah. Nice tackle from Reed Brooks on Chase McCrum. Chase is a big man.
Reed's a great athlete.
Vicolani brought down, popped to Kimmy Vunataraga, taken down by DeFreitas,
Kimmy
into Tatuzzi.
Kimmy with the show and go on the outside. Back up to his feet.
And Albernauz again.
Contact there was a bit inert. You want to see a man like Lucas and the size Lucas has, just maybe keep those feet moving. You hear me say that all day. We got Joe Britt down on the corner over here. Looks to be holding a. Oh, that finger is not supposed to look like that. That's all right. He's got 9 more. He'll be fine.
Yes, that he is. Well, we have another minute here. Thank another sponsor, one of the generous local companies that help to fund endeavors like this. So we'll talk about Laoway. Now, Curry, have you been to Laoway before?
I don't even know what that is, Mike. Please tell me.
Okay, well, if you know the secret password, you can open a freezer door inside Blind Tiger Dumplings at 251 East Georgia Street, and you'll find Vancouver's hottest and most exclusive night spot, Laoway. The speakeasy aims to celebrate the intrigue and glamour of a hidden lounge while providing patrons like me and you the best contemporary and modern-day cocktail experience. The food is top-notch, too. Mike O'Toole, a frequent guest there, VIP.
Really?
If you tell him you know Mike O'Toole, you get the best table.
So do I need to know the password, or do I just
You will.
name
I'll tell you the
drop Michael?
password off air here, but it was named Canada's best new bar in 2022 and number 4 bar overall by Canada's 100 best, and was also listed on the world's 100 best recently.
Wow.
So one of Canada's top places. So also be sure to check out their new location, Bagheera, located on Kiefer and Main. Owner and longtime BLRC member Lewis Hart, who I'm going to be meeting up with tonight at the Vancouver Warriors game, is helping to transform Chinatown into less of a dirty shithole.
Yeah, well, I love the fact that they've actually made a dumpling restaurant, or I'm assuming it's a dumpling
It
restaurant
is.
based on the previous experience,
Good dumplings, actually.
after one of the major characters in the hit Disney movie, The Jungle Book.
Correct. Well, that is Bagheera, and yes, good good eye on that. So it's a Rudyard Kipling themed bar.
Outstanding.
Yes, and also a speakeasy. Though not whereas the dumpling shop, Blind Tiger Dumplings, a fully operating dumpling shop where there's just one of the freezer doors you walk through.
Great.
Bagheera is, I don't know, some fake front of some type, but it's Indian themed and it is fantastic. If you like Indian food, Bagheera is top notch Indian food.
I do like Indian food, and I'm also a big Rudyard Kipling fan.
Yep. It's some good gin cocktails. So big maul there from Burnaby Lake.
Still going. We've been talking about food, and they've been mauling.
This is Chase McCrum, who is a former bodybuilder who was recruited to Burnaby Lake, well, recruited to rugby in general a few years ago by Mike O'Toole because he works with him.
Great.
And Chase started in 3rd Division on the wing and got what should have been a red card on the first play of the game that he played by suplexing a player.
Good for him.
And Captain Trevor Flynn talked the referee into just throwing him off and not giving him a red card, and they would take him out and teach him more about rugby, but is now a premier hooker and is about the beefiest guy you've ever met in your life.
Taitusi taking that ball down early. A nice left hand off Reed Watkins. Reed Watkins again to the danger man, Mr. Mulgrew.
Into Ethan Turner.
Keeps his feet, bounces out of contact once, twice.
Turner's a beauty. A little offload to Mulgrew. He's getting close.
That was an outstanding bit of skill from Mr. Turner there, keeping that ball off the ground, getting that lift where it needs to be into the waiting hands of the arriving player.
Number 8 did a good job of slowing that down.
Oh, that's a problem. That's about a 5-on-0.
Vicolani.
Yeah.
Taitusi Vicolani with the try. Hometown favorite. A lot of the Burnaby Central guys around here, of course, were young, but really looked up to Siaki Vicolani and Taitusi Vicolani. So there's quite a few Burnaby Central grads played for today, just in the 3rd Division game alone. So
I was absolutely shocked when I heard Burnaby Central no longer runs a football.
I bet Taitusi was probably in the last football team they had.
I loved playing those guys in football.
Yeah. So great try from Vicolani to put the score 31-17.
You got to wonder if you're Capilano underneath those uprights where that last couple of phases went wrong, because what you can't do is you can't leave one man out there to defend. Well, I mean, you've got the weight math.
Yeah.
What was that, 950 pounds of people?
Yeah.
Into open space?
Yeah, I mean, they got bunched up around, the 2 or 3 offloads. That's what, if you can successfully do an offload, that's what it draws. It's going to draw a lot of people into that one area, and then
is that
they
what
lined
an offload
up.
Is? That's what an offload
that
is?
was one of the things an offload does is it continues to draw people to the same line.
Ah, I'm here to learn.
Yes.
Like to see Bryce pretty happy with the squad, keeping their cool. Got a little bit dodgy there in the first half. You got to wonder what Capilano has in the bank right now and what they've got coming through. Looks to me like they've just put Pete Ingoldsby on, former Canada under-20 and Pride player, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he was at the Pride. He's a great rugby player.
Great rugby player. Are you a Conan the Barbarian man?
Yes, I am.
Do you remember the opening scene when Thulsa Doom rides into a young Conan's village and there's that painted fella on top of the rock?
Yep.
That's Franco Colombo. Can't help but draw a comparison between Franco Colombo and Pete Ingoldsby.
Okay.
He's an absolute unit. Tell me I'm wrong. Go back there and watch it.
I will rewatch that movie.
Well, it's the Riddle of Steel, Mike. It's the Riddle of Steel.
That one's a little wide, so it's 31-17. Capilano coming out for the restart here.
I think Pete Ingoldsby is going to add a good bit of impact here, and looks like they've also got Ethan McCarthy in at 2. Ethan McCarthy, an outstanding product of the Halifax machine, run by our friends Duck Gillis, Mr. Jacko, David Jackson. He's out here with Brandon Power, playing for the Capilano Rugby Club. Look at Alvarez with the receipt here. He's not he did pass.
Passing to Vicolani with the speed. Look at that hair.
It's that hair.
The flow, as the kids call it.
Is that what they call it?
That is what they call it. Into Taitusi Vicolani, that's it's got to be slightly disheartening. Okay, you've got Albornoz, thank God you just passed to Siaki Vicolani, and then all of a sudden it's in Taitusi's hands.
Yeah.
There's no easy tackles made out there right now. Though.
No.
Capilano has done a good job. They're piling people in. They're going to turn that over.
Very well done. Excellent job by the defense there to recognize that opportunity present itself. Now let's see what they do with it. We've got Nanai on the outside with his hands up. A couple pick and goes.
Winnetraga pulling down number 5, Joe Britt.
And that is Brandon Power, also of the Halifax fame. Coming in at 9-4, Chris Robinson.
The veteran Robinson is out. One of my favorite players.
Absolutely. One of my most favorite people, really.
I mean, that family is Capilano Rugby. Between Ken Robinson, who was the president of Capilano when I became president of Burnaby Lake, and the sisters have done a great job, Ashley and Melissa. Crossing penalty, but done a great job with the women's program. Of course, Chris long-term guy in the men's program. I believe McKinnon's part of the family now too, is he not?
Yes.
Well, not technically a Robinson is part of the family now.
Glenn has married into the Robinson family.
Well, I believe they do have a child, and that guy will be, or girl will be, Capilano royalty. So, long kick, finds touch. Is Maloney back in the game, or did they keep, was it Wallen at fly half?
Maloney is out of the game.
Out of the
Sam
game.
Franklin has moved to fullback, bumping George Wallen to 10.
Okay, that's where we're at. Trying to keep my notes straight here. I remember, you must have been coaching. Maloney got KO'd at UBC a few years ago. That was a scary one.
It was really terrifying. It was directly underneath the uprights, right around the end of the first half, and Dakota McMullen had come across on a tackle, and at the last moment pulled up, because had he carried through on that trajectory that he had when Mike Maloney slipped, he likely would have ended his playing career.
Yeah.
Unfortunate all accounts. I believe that Mike wound up breaking something like a zygomatic masticator in his face, which was a damn sight better than the alternative, which would have been quite grisly. Never want to see it, but, you know, that's the nature of the sport.
It happens.
It happens.
Burnaby Lake with another penalty, just a little too overzealous at the breakdown. Did not keep their feet. They had the turnover and did not keep their feet.
Capilano needs a win here. You know, want to see them come away with something positive from this lineup.
Well, that's it. If they don't score here, it's going to be tough to complete any type of comeback. So.
Oh, come on, Mike. It's an uncertain outcome. That's why we watch live sports.
It is true. It is an uncertain outcome.
But if you were a betting man.
If I was a betting man, I would say they are down by 3 tries now. So.
I'm from Nevada, Mike. I don't gamble.
Oh, sorry. They're only down by 2 tries now.
No.
It's a 14-point game.
There you go.
Sorry, they don't necessarily need to score here, but I bet they'd feel better if they did.
It would be nice. It'd be nice to make this can keep this level of competition going. Joe Britt with an outstanding take in the air, but lost
Turned
it,
over.
unfortunately. That is great hands from Burnaby to get that out where it needs to be. That's Taitusi sucking in 2 defenders. Bit of a vicious clear out there from Mr. Vunataraga.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Wish there was more of it.
It's going to be a knock-on. Burnaby Lake fumbled the ball, getting the ball out. So we'll see the new incarnation of the scrum. Lalit Bardawaj, the new loosehead, and Chase McCrum, the new hooker. So this will be their first scrum. Both tough customers in the front row. And, of course, Albernaugh stepping at second row will be an increase in weight over the previous Leo Chen, though a bit of a decrease in height. So a bit extra weight in there.
Well, it's the trade-off. Do you want that kind of horsepower in the scrum, or do you want that height in the line-out? Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Capilano also made a couple changes. Looks like veteran Jesse Ryan is also in at tight head prop.
He's a veteran.
Oh, yeah. I coached Jesse when I was with...
I scrummed against Jesse.
When I used to coach at Capilano with Tom Larish. Last premiership win they had. Jesse was coming off the bench, and actually he's my age. We played men's 3rd division rugby together.
Yeah?
About the highest level rugby I've ever played on earth. Inglesby keeps his feet, goes for a little bit extra. Gets that nice ball away to Mr. Power. Unfortunately, they were offside. Johnny Franklin with the one-handed offload to Milani with a quick tip out there to Mr.
Number 16 is Ethan McCarthy.
Yeah, you got to respect Power here, wanting to push that pace. There you go. Now, who's with him? Who's with him? Who's with him?
Power's wrapped up at the 5 meter. Capilano threatening.
That's what Lawley got in the spokes there.
Yeah. Capilano's going to get the ball out.
Pick on the short side there.
It's going to get held up, I think.
Looks like Captain Bryce Warden calling for crossing. Gonna come back to a penalty here for not being 10. So you're Capilano here, what do you do?
I go for touch and try a line out personally.
Yeah.
They're going to tap and go, and they know their game plan better than me. But I thought they did pretty well in the lineouts, and you only got a couple meters to maul. So that's what I do.
The ball looks a little bit slow coming out. There it is. Power's got his hands on it. Off the left hand.
Wide to Nanai.
Nanai with the long
overlap over there.
Flynn Hayes. Well done, Flynn, with the catch.
Yeah, if that take was a little cleaner, they had one more guy out wide, and he was in.
Hands a do.
Another penalty.
Another penalty. You got to wonder, is he going to give a card out?
That's been 3 or 4 in a row, all for different things. But 3 or 4 in a row. No, he's in.
There's that score we were looking for. We've got a game on our hands.
Yes, 31-22, with lots of time left.
Loads of time.
So that was the try from Pete Inglesby, your guy.
Well, I didn't say he was my guy so much as he looks like Franco Colombo from the seminal John Milius production of Conan the Barbarian. It's the greatest movie of all time, Mike. I won't hear anything else.
I don't mind that movie. I'm a James Earl Jones fan, and that is a weird, creepy role.
Oh, Thulsa Doom?
Yeah.
Ugh, so strange. But awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
I think the 80s were a wonderful time, Mike. I was born in them, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian is a good movie.
It's no
good Schwarzenegger.
It's no Conan the Destroyer.
No.
I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, Grace Jones.
That is a great movie.
One of the best.
Yeah.
That wig that Wilt had.
Yeah.
Well, that's next level stuff.
Yes.
So you're Captain Bryce Warden right now, and he's your prodigy.
Yeah.
What is Bryce saying to the guys right now?
We need to calm down and keep our heads. If we stop giving them penalties, we will most likely score every time we get the ball.
Right.
Most or much of their, I would say most of us, though from this angle, I would say much of their forward momentum has been given to them 10 yards at a time. So that's what I would say.
So to translate for the layman, you're suggesting the referee is keeping Capilano in this game?
No, I'm saying Burnaby Lake's indiscretions,
Indiscretions.
are keeping Capilano in this game. So kick is good, so that's going to make it 31-24. Dan Josick is on for Jack Brady. So we see Dan Josick in the headgear here.
A big Dan Josick guy. He's a Burnaby stalwart. He's been here for a minute
He's
now.
a Burnaby Mountain grad.
Burnaby Mountain.
Burnaby Mountain, yes, a lot of Burnaby Mountain players. But
Weird.
I don't think too much about these things on a daily basis, but I actually looked through the number of Burnaby Lake juniors playing today, and it's like in the three teams, only 44 guys went through the Burnaby Lake junior system. So.
The system works, Mike. The system works.
So I think there's 7 or 8 on the field right now. And I'm sorry, Dan Josick is actually on for Stu Jameson. Jack Brady, another Burnaby Lake junior.
I thought that Stu Jameson had quite a good match.
Yeah, I thought he did pretty well as well.
Active where he needed to be. Old Pete Inglesby with the ball in his hands.
Yep.
Creates a little bit of space there on Lalit. Gets that ball where it needs to be. Is that ball away? It is into the waiting hands of Big Jesse Ryan.
Big Jesse Ryan.
Fun fact, Jesse's wife, Kia, is the head physio for the Capilano men's premier team.
Okay.
Singles club, Mike.
Met at the Capilano bar. Not a lot of pressure put on that kicker there. Gave him every opportunity to get a good kick away. So Brian Murphy is another longtime Capilano guy. Into the front row. So they've changed
Mills
it to the front
Basics office supplies.
No way.
Yeah, believe it.
Really?
That's right.
You know, 2 of the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club players, the legendary Panda, Liam Jung.
Who looks great, by the way.
Yes, he's lost, and he's back playing for the first time in a little bit.
I saw him.
And another guy, Taylor Squark, both work at Mills Basic.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, they both worked there for years. I mean, Panda's got to be going on 10 years there.
Good company, man, that Panda.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a great guy. Just a legend.
Oh, that's a one-man lift there, it looked like.
Don't know what happened there. Ref was not happy with the way that lineup was set up, so we'll go back.
Well, he's got to catch his breath.
Now, the current hooker for Capilano, the guy throwing it, is that Ethan McCarthy?
Correct.
Okay.
Out of New Scotland.
Nova Scotia.
Or Nouvelle-Écosse.
You know, the only place in the world with, I guess the only Scotch distillery or whiskey distillery known as Scotch in the world outside of Scotland is in Halifax. Yes, sorry, not in Halifax, in Cape Breton. They were given official okay to be called Scotch, even though, much like champagne, you have to come from Scotland in order to be called Scotch, but something with the Highlands, the water, et cetera, or maybe just for publicity. They were given the okay. They can call themselves Scotch, even though they're made in Nova Scotia. I can't remember the name of the distillery now.
Fun fact about whiskey. Whiskey is an old Gaelic word for water of life.
Another fun fact about whiskey, I love it.
I don't think that's a fun fact so much as a given. Oh, there we go. Taitusi giving the old razzle-dazzle. Managed to take it into contact again. Bit of a soft tackle. You want to you want him to go backwards, not forwards.
Yep.
Elite with the strong carry, but excellent skills to land on the ball. Good thing Lucas Albornoz was there to clean up the mess on the back end. Got our man B moving off the outside hip of Jack Bolton. Bit of a latch. Comes away with it.
Johnny Franklin's over that ball.
Yep. You got to respect Capilano for pushing the pace here, not taking their time. Tap and go. Let's make this move.
Great tackle by Reed Watkins.
That was an outstanding tackle.
2 tackles in a row by Reed Watkins.
And another outstanding tackle by Reed Watkins. He doesn't miss. Aim small, miss small, I think is the order of the day for Mr. Watkins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great bit of contact there. Well timed.
Another tackle by Watkins?
That's a penalty, that was a Bryce Warden. Bryce Warden, Reed Watkins tackle.
Ooh, Vunacharaga. Mangled
someone. That is a mean-spirited hit. Sticking around on top for a bit of the extras on Mr. Wallen there, but they're still friends. Charlie Huntingford, 18 years old, doing an outstanding job of keeping his feet. However, he kept them a little bit too long, and Lalit let him know.
Yep. Nice tackle there from Dan Josic.
Melanie Nanai slotting in at 9. Back to our man Joe Britt. Looks like Jackie has his hands all over it in
That is Vunataraga.
Oh, sorry, my apologies, Vunataraga, in what could only be described as what I'm pretty sure. Oh, nope, never mind. Looks like we're coming back for some potential foul play. Why don't you read the tea leaves on this one, Mike? What do you think the call is?
I'm going to say,
cynical and deliberate.
yeah, hard to say. There's a lot going on out there.
Yep.
I will say that a change has been made at scrum half. Reed Watkins is off, and Moe Parada is on.
Could be some outstanding substitution. A little bit of substitution over here. You know, you got to look at Reed Watkins there. That was roughly 5 tackles in about 30 seconds.
Yep.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah. So we're come back to something up here.
Penalty advantage way back here.
Way back there.
Interesting.
I think Johnny Franklin's asking the same question I am, which is why can't we have the penalty that was up there?
Why don't we just take the hands in the breakdown that is here and take the ball there? But instead they're going to march them back 20 meters and
still their penalty. That's
still their penalty. It's a strange world we live in, Mike.
It is. Apologies to the fans at home. I usually have a earpiece for the referees, so I know what's going on and what the decisions are, and I relay them to you. However, they did not bring the earpiece. They did bring the little control, but they did not bring the earpiece for it. So,
well, horseshoes and hand grenades, Mike.
Yep. So McCarthy here with another lineup. Last one was good to the back.
He's got a decent dart on him, and he's actually done very well to put some weight on. He's built a much more robust frame for his time out here. That's the ball you want to see, right to the back.
Yeah,
bit delayed. Yeah, crossing.
Didn't get the rip right.
Well, somebody missed their assignment.
Well, you know, I believe the situation is when you're moving the ball back, even on that initial rip, you have to kind of hit shoulders first.
You do.
And unfortunately, with timing, sometimes people end up pulling the ball in and then adding their shoulders in, and that is a penalty. So.
I believe what the term you're looking for is shoulders must be bound.
Correct, yes.
The proper nomenclature, I believe. That is an outstanding kick there. Ethan
Turner is an absolute beauty of a player.
Yeah.
He's young. He's not a finished product yet. Still got some growing to do, but I tell you, he's our MVP last year. I'm a big Ethan Turner fan. I've known him since he was a kid, and as you say, certainly honed his craft at Abbotsford for a few years, and then came back to us at 18, and he's been starter on our Premier team ever since. So.
Looks like Mr. Albornoz with a clean take.
Yeah.
That's a legal sack.
It's not sacked yet.
There's the penalty advantage.
Yeah.
There it is.
As a front row, I hope that they use their cleats harsh stepping over that guy.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Oh, I do, yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jackie Gotti's in.
Hey!
We're at number 25.
Speaking of another Rugby Benjamin Button.
Yes.
He used to have great hair.
Yes, he did. He did have great
Johnny
hair.
Franklin with a clean take, but they're going to bring it back for the penalty from the maul.
So, fun fact about Jackie Gotti, after taking a season or two off, decided he'd play with the over 40s team here, the Twilighters, and did that for the first half, and then decided maybe I should go back up and play a little thirds, and then he thought, well, maybe I'll play a little reserves. And now he's back in the Premier Reserve Premier mix, so he's still got it. Timeless.
He absolutely still has it. I remember watching an earlier game this season in which Jackie, against a very young UBC Prem Reserve team, managed to absolutely cut a young Liam Platt in half.
Yeah. I think I remember that hit, actually.
Yeah,
you could hear it.
You could hear it.
I don't think I saw it. I think I heard it and turned and saw the aftermath. So.
Yeah. So Liam had to miss a couple of games with some cracked ribs.
Yep.
Jackie, obviously, a smile on his face the entire time. No hard feelings. It's just business.
Yes.
So you got to know, Burnaby likely going to bring this down in maul. What does the Capilano forward pack do here?
Safely and legally hit just below waist level.
Right, safely and legally. Ooh, that's an unfortunate position for our man Jesse Ryan to be in right there.
Yeah, that's not super helpful. He needs to get out of that position, or a ref in a different position might call a penalty. But
maybe.
Capilano might have a stop in here. Burnaby Lake trying to move the ball backwards.
Well done, Capilano. You've got to give him credit for that, being stuck in. Unfortunately, you can't join a maul from that angle. I believe that was number 20. 23, Mohi Parada, maybe?
Mohi Parada, the scrum half.
No, definitely was not Mohi Parada. Charlie Huntingford keeps his feet. Big, strong base.
Gotti.
Jekke's not having it, and now he's affecting the counter ruck, absolutely turning that breakdown into a nightmare.
Just a great rugby player, part of what may have been Burnaby Lake's greatest ever center combo of him and Joe Dolsa. There he is, Hayden Mulgrew, though.
Hayden Mulgrew is just absolutely having a day.
What a day at outside center.
My God, he is everywhere.
Hopping on one foot, though.
Well, he's going to go out on his shield, Mike.
Yeah, that'll make it 41-24 for Burnaby Lake. Nice interception try.
Unfortunately, you could see that pass coming from a mile away, and our man Mulgrew there just had a sniff.
Yep.
Backed himself, got those hands out in front. It's something that you don't think you should have to say, but oftentimes you find yourself saying, like, can you see your hands? You know? Can you see your hands? Pre-tackle, pre-catch, any of those things. Oh, some outstanding bit of athleticism and some very, very solid vision from him. What is also nice, and you like to see this, is on those intercepts, he wasn't by himself.
Nope.
He had support.
He did have support. So Mulgrew's day might be done here. He's had a little work done on his leg, and he's hobbling around as it is. So wants to stay in the game. Head coach Francis Denny telling him to go off, though I think they've used up all their back spares, so if he goes off, they're playing 14 men. So
what you do is you just move one of the Vikalanis out there. What did you say earlier about Siaki? He played 10?
He did.
Yes,
yeah. Actually, probably Jack Bolton is the guy to move out to the centers. He looks a little leaner and better able to maybe corral in Nanai than. Although actually, Vicolani's a really great tackler. Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You throw your guy under the bus like that.
No.
Earlier, I had said that there might have been a penalty on the maul from number 23. I believe it was actually number 22, which I'm not mistaken is actually Juan Videla.
Was Juan Videla in the game?
Correct.
There he is.
Yeah, he's got the orange boots.
Yes. Another thick guy.
Yeah, no shortage of thick people out here, Mike.
No, we're a hefty bunch. I like to think that's my legacy with the club.
Well, it's a
hefty people.
Yeah, it's a great legacy. I mean, if at the end of the day all they say is Mike Devlin brought in a bunch of hefty people, I think it's
great quads. That's what I want them to say.
Bit of a quad father.
Yeah.
Here we go, Capilano. You've got to want to just absolutely pour a few more on here before that final whistle. You've got nothing to lose except this game, so have a sniff.
Straight out? Well, not straight out, but on the bounce.
It's not straight out.
Yeah, I see what you mean about Inglesby, actually. I do see that now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to look at my phone there earlier to see the guy you're talking about. Yeah.
Man, he's an absolute machine. He's so powerful. He's pleasant as can be. And I mean, you watch him here in this maul right now, just trying to get himself directly in it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that ball is away. Taitusi managed to win some ground, give a clean ball to number 3 is definitely Mohi Parada.
23 is definitely Mohi Parada, yes. Originally from, I believe, the Galwegians, Aaron O'Flaherty's old club. Actually, he's a guy Aaron O'Flaherty coached back in Ireland.
The Galwegians.
The Galwegians, yes.
I'm assuming that's out of
Galway, yes. So Mohi's been with us since Aaron O'Flaherty started coaching here. He was up in Kelowna.
Ah.
And ended up coming down, and he and his girl have now found a nice place down in Yaletown. And
I believe it's pronounced Yaleton. That's how I say it. Am I saying it wrong?
Yaleton.
Yaleton. Welcome to Yaleton.
Welcome to Yaleton.
Now you're hooked.
That's how I'm always going to call it. I'm going to go with the old sayings like that. Railton, Gaston.
Boom. If my legacy is anything here, having hopped on this for the first time in my entire life, it's that you now call Yaletown Yaleton.
Yaleton.
So number 25 is Jekke, correct?
Yes, number 25 is Jekke Gotti.
And we've got Kimi Vunataraga off, not actually moved into the forward pack.
Correct.
And the millennial man himself, the Centurion, Brian Murphy, still out there ready for more.
Yep, Brian Murphy is a beauty.
Clean take on that front pod there. Again, the Capilano forwards find themselves in a bit of a predicament with their maul defense in their shape.
Yeah, Bardawaj's got to find that ball. He's searching for it, and he's got it. So ball's at the back.
Ball is at the back. You want to see more pace and a little bit of chest to floor.
Yeah.
Out of that Capilano forward pack defending this maul, they've given up. That's a penalty, but we're going to be okay with it.
Maybe that. You know, they might have just lost their feet there.
You know what? What do I know?
Ooh, that might be though.
Or that.
Those both seem like they're from the side.
They could be, but we're from the sideline, so everything is from
Fair
the
enough.
side, technically speaking.
Well, we'd say that it was lost and scrum to Capilano. It was a nice maul.
Absolutely.
Just trying to defend mauls, especially as they continue to move forward, is just draining. Just draining and demoralizing.
Yeah, mauls are terrible. I mean, they're effective, but
Yes.
my God, is that just a terrible place to be?
Yeah.
You're blind. It's like being in a really bad bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just rule of any bar fight, just make sure you don't go to ground.
Correct. Correct. So let's see, Juan Vidal in here, a tight head, a product of Angel Chividanis. Turned Juan from a second row into a front row.
I'm sorry, that guy didn't always play in the front row?
No, he's a second row and a flanker when he first came to Burnaby Lake years ago.
Okay. Sorry, and I always thought it was Cividanis.
No, it's Chividanis.
Huh. Here's George Wallen with a little bit of open space. Where's his support? He's got Sam Franklin off
Brought
on the
down by
right.
Ethan Turner, who's also a tremendous tackler, by the way.
That was a tremendous tackle.
Ethan is not just a great tackler, a great defender. Well, penalty, They're gonna call
Interesting
Brian
call.
Murphy over the ball.
Go on, Sam Franklin. Right call there. Moves it. Reed Watkins, a little bit of footwork, but he is quickly snuffed out by
Reed Brooks.
Reed Brooks, my apologies. Got my reads wrong.
Yeah.
Quickly snuffed out by Mr. Bolton.
Yeah, it looks like Corey Hamill's on the field for Capilano, wearing number 20.
Corey Hamill. No, that would be Ryan Scott.
Oh, sorry, Ryan Scott. Not on my list. Apologies.
That's okay.
That may end up, that was a little headshot tackle there. That might end up with something.
And Ryan Scott, son of the late Tony Scott, a member of Canada Rugby, well, BC Rugby royalty at the very least, known as an uncompromising player back in his day, Mr. Tony Scott.
Well, I've seen this kid play a few times, Ryan Scott, and he is an uncompromising player. Jackie Gotti. Who else but Jackie Gotti? He's got Mulgrew inside. He'll be happy to give that to Mulgrew and let Mulgrew finish that.
I am
Oh, a forward pass.
That is an unfortunate call, but you got to call it as you got to call it. You got to call that one.
If it's forward, you got to call it.
You do. Well, I mean, you don't. We've seen non-calls before, not necessarily today, but again, that's Mulgrew knowing where to be, arriving at a ball at pace, hands are up, you know, chasing those uprights.
Well, it could have been nice.
Could have been.
All right, we'll see another scrum here. Capilano put in. No original front rowers left, so.
Oh, yeah, we've done a full swap here.
Full swap in the front row.
Look at the engage here. Bit of a lean and a shove. That was too bad. Reed Brooks just going. That's two tacklers. That's one. No support. Well done by Capilano to remove the threat from the breakdown there. Ryan Scott sends it out to Joe Britt. Joe Britt gets that handout for the fend. Johnny Franklin by himself fakes the offload and eventually goes to deck here. He's got Ryan Scott over the ball, and Burnaby has turned it over.
Turned it over, but gave it back. Couldn't hold on to the ball once he went down. So.
That's a long way to go to kiss your sister, Mike.
Great rugby man from New Brunswick, Malcolm McAfee, was a friend, unfortunately passed a few years ago. He always had the saying that a tie was like kissing your sister.
No.
And I was like, awesome.
That's a Doug Tate favorite as well.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see how this goes.
That Mohi is a large fella.
He is. He's tall for a scrum half.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. You know,
No.
Very fortunate in my last year at UBC to have Jack Carson
Again.
as a scrum half. 6'3".
How many penalties has Burnaby Lake had in the scrum before? This is the most scrum penalties Burnaby Lake's ever had, I think, in a game, let alone for the same thing over and over again with two different front rows.
Well, good news is there doesn't seem to be any repeat infringement cards, so quite frankly, if you're going to get away with it, why would you stop?
Yeah, here's Dan Josick, another guy who is playing his first rugby. Not a kicker, by the way. Playing his first rugby since COVID a few weeks ago.
That's what's known as incredibly offside.
Yeah, that's pretty offside. Dan, also a firefighter with Jamie Kelly for the Vancouver Fire Department. So took a few years off and became a firefighter.
That is an incredibly powerful man.
Yeah.
Dan Josick, yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he's
Pound for pound.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty darn powerful.
You don't have to add that. Just say, yeah, he is. Come in there and cut that man's grass. He's powerful.
He is a powerful runner.
Right.
He was Burnaby Lake's danger man for his last few seasons, so he's coming back through. He played a little thirds and then some Premier Reserves this year, and now back in the Premier.
George Wallen with a little cheeky chip over the top. Unfortunately, Capilano didn't come back with it. That ball is now out.
And that's game.
And that is game. Mike, I just want to thank you very much for having me on. I very much enjoyed it. This is the first time I've ever done this. So.
Really? Well, I thought you were a natural at it. I always enjoy my time with you, Curry. Today was no different. You're welcome back anytime. Don't worry, I'll be hitting you up by text message to come out to the next set of home games. Actually, I think Aaron Tackle is doing the next few weeks with me, but I'll give you some dates.
He's a natural, and I'm 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, so I appreciate you letting me burn some off here. Thanks,
Not
Mike.
at all. Well, listen, here's a little tradition we have here. Your Capilano man of the match, forward and backs. Who do you got? Who is Capilano standout players? I got 24 points on the board, defended well, give 110%, and you've coached a lot of the match.
If I had to give a man of the match out of that forward pack right now, I would have to go with Mr. Flynn Hayes.
Yep.
And then out of that back line there, I'm going to give it to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go straight to our man, Chuck Huntingford.
Chuck Huntingford.
Chuck Huntingford,
Two
just
tries.
for having the nose, having the ability to finish. I mean, there's a lot of outstanding rugby ability out there. You've got the brain of Johnny Franklin. You had Mike Maloney coming out. You have Milani Nanai out there. But in terms of finish, in terms of knowing where to be, I got to give it to my man, Chuck Huntingford. That was very, very well done for him.
Sounds good. Well, that's your official man of the match for Capilano on the Burnaby Lake side, forward and back. Curry, who do you got?
Well, I mean, can I just give everything to Hayden Mulgrew?
You can give the back of the match. He was definitely the MVP. I thought, of the game.
my best back of the day for Burnaby Lake would be Hayden Mulgrew, and my best forward is Reed Watkins.
Giving Reed Watkins a forward run.
Yeah, he's the ninth forward.
Fair enough. Sounds good. I'm gonna agree with all those. I'm gonna give a shout out to Johnny Franklin as well for Capilano, who was great, and also the added pressure of being the captain, have to control the referees, have to talk to Bryce Warden. That's worth something in itself. Yeah, Burnaby Lake certainly Hayden Mulgrew, and I would give forward of the match to Siaki. Actually. So
a big one here too is. You've got to give credit to both teams' benches coming in there. You know, we finished the game with full front row subs, and you look at that Burnaby Lake. True credit to the head coach there, Burnaby, for managing his roster quite effectively. Like I said earlier, being able to pull people like Lucas Albernas off, being able to pull people like Taitusi Vikalani off. That's a gift, and he clearly knows it, and he's used it intelligently. So full credit there. That's a comprehensive win. Well done to Burnaby Lake.
Yep, that's exactly right. So we're going to sign off here. I want to say that we will be back on, sorry, let me get this out here. We'll be back on March 9th when Burnaby Lake hosts the Pacific Pride Academy.
Ooh.
So I'll be joined by Aaron Tackle that day. Unfortunately, Curry will not be here with me, but
I'll be here in spirit.
Be here in spirit.
And
so.
I'll actually be on the sideline watching the match.
Thanks a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we are signing off here from Burnaby Lake. We'll see you guys later.